We the new elite. Sleeveless. Lamborghini here. Or Kim here. Muscles by Kim. 100% natty. Steroids are for losers. Okay, look at these muscles. Don't trust The Rock. He is juicing his brains out. Alpaca socks is litty like a titty. Okay, so some morning fitness thoughts. First and foremost, every able-bodied man, woman, at least I speak for men because I'm a dude, should and must get a Texas Power squat bars. I think with shipping included, it's only like $500. Come on, guys. You guys dumb. You guys spending $1,000, $1,500 on a phone. I think the ultimate life hack is getting a Texas Power squat bar instead. Any loser who does everything seems like a bad idea. And actually, a simple solution if you want to get fit on a budget, because buying weights could be expensive. Buy sandbags, go to the park, steal some local sand, and do weightlifting with sandbags. It's a very good solution. Oh, another pro tip with new blog posts or YouTube-y stuff. Just type it in like it would be like a rap song, like plates. Real men have more plates. How many plates you have, bro? it's like how many bitcoins you got? 1 billion bitcoins. How many plates do you got, bro? Question mark. I almost feel like I'm getting older. I'm like, or as time goes on, just becoming more playful. Playful. Yeah. Why so serious? Oh, another pro thought is it's like, it's not my fault you're so ugly. And I say ugliness like metaphorically, right? It's not just. And the nice thing too is, honestly, truth be told, anybody and everybody can and will become beautiful if, assuming you lift weights every day, 100% carnivore diet. Don't matter if you're a woman or a man, or a dog. Beef and lamb, no no silly starches, or honestly it's so funny because everyone's like, I want to become healthy, right? I don't say I want to be healthier, just be like, I want to lose fat. Is fat bad? Sorry, but yes it is. So why is fat bad? So honestly, I think the best way to think about things is, all this is actually just like a metabolic disease. So when you see people who's physically unwell, there's almost like this like revulsive reaction that I personally get, and my thought is, when people's like kind of sick or unwell, whatevs, it's kind of a revolting feeling and look from me as the outsider, because it's a sign of physical degeneracy, and typically we like to keep away the degeneracies. And I think easy workout, just walk it out. And and I think and truth be told, like 99.99% of people in today's world, super effing unhealthy. Why? Alcohol, overconsumption of alcohol, marijuana, weird drugs, EDM concerts, electric dance music festival, the thingy, going to the Burning Man thingy, taking weird hallucinogen drugs, blah blahs. I'm like, funny thoughts, like, do you know anybody who actually goes to these things sober? Like, could you enjoy going to a rave sober? No? and I think that's the big issue, is that all this music is optimized to be taken through drugs. And whether people say drugs are good or bad, there's nothing moralistically or ethically bad about drugs, right? It's funny, even in Korean, the word we use for drugs is mayak. Ma means bad or evil, whatever. Yak is, medicine. So originally, every sort of medicines actually has a therapeutic thing. Like even cocaine, the cacao leaves, if you just munch on the leaves or just make it as a tea, it actually has like a nice stimulating effect. But obviously, if you process it to be made into this like cocaine thing, it's not good, right? Yeah, so got this Titan Fitness T3 independent squat stand thing, and a new innovation that I'm trying to do is, the thought is super simple, is only do exercises which has kind of a walking component behind things. So what that means is elevate it, put it a little higher on the rack. And also, like, the reason I like to lift like this, right, is, everyone's so focused on deadlifting off the floor. Which is fine, right? It's like if you don't have a rack, you can deadlift off the floor, I guess. But I think like a lot of the friction of weightlifting stuff is like, man, having to rack and unrack it off the floor is such a pain in the butt. 100% carnivore. I even take protein powder. It's like, look at these, got the big muscles. And my heuristic rule of thumb is super simple. It's just trust no weightlifter, bodybuilder, yogi, athlete, CrossFit, nobody's who has an Instagram. Why? Because anybody who has Instagram, if you have Instagram, use a loser. Only losers use Instagram. Use an Insta slave. Sorry, but I had to say it. Real people don't use Instagrams. Instagram is like, it's like McDonald's. It's like, you gonna tell people that you eat McDonald's publicly? Taco Bell. What's the worst of the worst? I think we actually need to discourage people from using Instagram. Just gotta kind of make it, it's like having Instagram is like driving a Toyota Corolla or just eating McDonald's, right? It's actually, my thought is Instagram is like, it's almost like poverty social media food. Even Facebook, only poor people use it, right? So we knew tech elite, we smarter, we know to not get suckered by this nonsense. I trust people who use YouTube more-ish. Another thing too, don't trust nobodies who use the YouTubies and is sponsored by advertising, because sooner or later you're gonna try to like optimize for sensationalism to get more clicks and views and make more advertising bucks, but nobody likes advertising. It's like, do you know anybody who asks like, can you give me more advertising in my life? Nah. Okay. I guess this nice thing with this deadlift squat thing is so much easier to move 4 plates this way than the typical way of doing things, right? Oh, when people ask, is liquid chalk better or powder chalk? I mean, I think liquid chalk's better because it's just easier to use. But actually, the best thing is to use both. Sometimes using a hybrid of both. When people say this or that, the correct answer could be 둘 다, both. Both. Take your shirt off. Real men weightlift topless, even when it's cold. My fascination too, you can see what someone's physique really looks like when they're topless. Okay. Walk it out. Sasa, walk it out. Isa, walk it out. Dacha, chuck it out. Walk it out. So some other thoughts I had randomly about nudity. So it's like, why is it that dudes allowed to be walking around topless and naked, but women cannot? And also another thing too, when you think about ancient Greek statues, dudes always super duper naked, and it's very easy to get ChatGPT, DALL-E 3 to produce nude male statue images, but for females you can't. So certainly there's a bad double standard here, and it's also kind of bad too because there's this like over fetishizations of the women body, and actually in ancient Greek times, let us not forget, ancient Greeks were the supreme, the highest of the high, and the people's like, you know, anyone who talks about white supremacy or I'm white, you what, I'm like, ain't nobody such thing as white peoples. Pick up a piece of white sheet of printer paper. It's like, do you look like this? Does anyone look like this? The problem is when people say, you know, white, they're essentially saying superior, higher up, lofty. And, you know, also once upon a time, nobody was white. Even like the funny thing in India, right? The whole notion of the Aryan race, whatevs. Like the Aryans, you know, the higher caste of the Brahmin Indian people, I mean, they all still technically cocoa brown, right? So people need to have more criticality when it comes to these things. Yeah, were the ancient Greeks cocoa white? Nope. These like what, olive skinned, toned? Right, some more funny thoughts. Secular versus the profane. Would you piss on somebody's grave? I think Kanye put a song out called "Piss on Your Grave." Who you know with, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, so yeah, I think with ethics and stuff like that, we must think about the sacred versus the profane. Essentially, what it means is there are certain things that one should not do, ever, even your worst case enemies. Sacred versus the profane. This is where notions of, quote, atheism, end quote, comma, make no sense, period. For example, if you don't believe in God, you're not religious or whatever, ... still ... We all know that it is ethically wrong to urinate on the grave of somebody, comma, even if it is your worst enemy, period. There are certain things in life which are sacred, comma, and other things which are profane, period. For example, comma, the merchandising of women and sex, period. If you become a father, comma, and you have a daughter, dot, 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 how would you feel if your daughter told you that she wanted to go into pornography, question mark? Plates. How many plates you got, bro? People's like, what's your net worth? Like, what's your net plates? Plates. 10 plates, 20 plates. Yeah, and actually, what I like about the notion of plates is it's very democratic, because anybody and everybody could become much stronger simply through practice and training. Everything in life is practice and trainings. You just do it more often, you'll get stronger. Super easy. Super easy. Super easy. Okay. Oh yeah. Beautiful morning. Sunshine, bed and water. Okay. Just show some different angles. People's like, what's the point of doing this? Is like, you get stronger to get stronger muscles. Duh. People just lack creativity. Feel it beginning to feel like a trap card. Yeah, so I think actually my superpower is so talking about via negativas, man, Taleb is the goatiest goat of all time. So the notion of via negativa is the best way to innovate or to become quote better is not by adding stuff, but it's by removing or deleting or subtracting stuff, or not to do stuff, right? So for example, you know, difficult to say what it means to be a quote good person, but we all know what it means to be a quote bad person. Also, similarly speaking, we know what, like, easier to ascertain who is quote morally evil versus who is morally good, right? I think even Nassim Taleb has this funny aphorism: every angel is an asshole somewhere, and every asshole is an angel somewhere. It's pretty true. And the reason why it's good to watch Miyazaki films, the Japanese Hayao Miyazaki's understands this better. No such thing as good guys and bad guys. Everyone who's a bad guy is good a little bit somewhere, and everyone who's good is a little bit of a bad guy somewhere, right? So I'll hear some bad things like, did you know that Hitler was a vegetarian? And also, do you know that Hitlers love dogs, right? Doesn't mean that if you're a vegetarian you're Hitler, and doesn't mean that if you like dogs you're Hitler. But, you know, funny to think and consider, right? Everyone paints Hitler as the devil 2.0s, but I mean, he loved dogs, and he was also promoting for the vegetarianism, I guess. Ooh, it's starting to get chilly. Free chilly. Shout out to my friend Lupe. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, and I think, okay, so some other stuff for the New Year's. Early on talking about like, oh, New Year's resolutions, right? So I still believe in this. The best New Year's resolutions is a New Year's not to do resolution. Like, what is it this year that you want to do less of, or to not do, right? Or what to cut out from your life or subtract from your life. Like, everyone wants to pick up quote healthy habits. I actually say it's much more robust to get rid of what you consider degenerate habits. What's like some of your personal kryptonites or downsides. Seems like a good thing to consider. Yeah, so simple ones: quit drinking alcohol, quit smoking weed. It's actually funny too, because like I don't think anything moralistically bad about prawn, but just think about this, right? Don't watch any prawn that you otherwise wouldn't feel uncomfortable having people make it as public knowledge, right? So like, just think to yourself, it's like, would you watch the, you know, Reddit Gone Wild, NSFW, Reddit Gone Wild, Asian girls, whatevs, and you'd be okay with it being public information? Because sooner or later, if it'll leak out. So if you're gonna dip into the prawn, simple solution: don't turn on Google Incognito. Don't turn on your VPN. Don't go on Pirate Bay. You know, don't use Brave browser in private mode, whatevs. Even Apple is so funny, right? They have the new private photos thing. I think it's a great idea. But it's like, yeah, you're definitely hiding your dick pics there and your nudes, right? Yeah, it's I think that's facts. Facts. Yeah, and actually my curiosity is, when you do these kind of exercises, how does it work out your back muscles? Let's see. Pucha. Looks like it does something. Time to get more plates. Texas Power Squat Bars.